Okay, I got a request for you. Looking for an FPS, but I'm looking for a very specific kind of FPS. Think like Tom Clancy Wildlands or the Far Cry series, where you're given a bunch of things you can do. Yeah, it doesn't need to be open world. It can be solo. Because I was also playing Jim's map the other day, Deeper Down, which was a Half-Life 2 Episode 2 mod, which is a kind of classic FPS where you're presented with battles or problems and you have to solve them and you have to kind of figure out your way through. It's not really puzzly, but you're using strategy and it's just not reactionary. Like I was just playing this game called RoboQuest, an FPS. It's fun. It's fun, but it's very reactionary, very fast. Think, what was that game? What was that game that came out a while ago? Come on, Chinese developer. They made it where you couldn't play with other. Oh, Gunfire Reborn. Gunfire Reborn. It's like a fast-paced version of Gunfire Reborn. Both fun games to play on their own because you do the whole upgrade cycle and you have that fun of doing that. But it's very blocky. It's kind of like I was playing Selaco, which I may go back to as well. Like, check that out. That's another FPS, Sleaco. But it's very kind of feels like story-driven world kind of thing, but it's very thick and chunky. There's like a style that's that way. I don't know what that style's called. I should know what that style's called. It's not like pixelated, but you know what I'm saying. It's also not lo-fi. It's kind of its own thing. But that's not quite doing it for me either. Again, I might play that some more, but I'm looking for something kind of a little bit more classic. Like the Call of Duties aren't it? The latest Call of Duty. I was going to do a video on it just because they're big enough. It's not punching down, but man, they don't know how to create a first-person campaign anymore. Like those maps in there are just, you can't just have everything be reactionary. Sometimes you have to tell people what the plot is and where the plan is and what they're going to go do. Not just like, oh, hey, I can't see anything. What am I going to go do? Oh, look, I'm getting shot at. And man, do they do stealth bad. How do they get so bad at it? Oh. And when I say the latest, I have no idea if I actually mean the latest. Because I have no idea how often those things come out or which one has single player anymore. That's a blur. That's a blur. That went from like individual meals to like if somebody took your entire year's worth of meals, put it in a food processor, blended it into a slurry, and told you, hey, it's just as much vitamins. Here you go. This is Call of Duty. Yeah. Not to pick on them. Yeah, I am. I have 6 Days of Fallujah. I never went back to that. I tried it out a little bit. I just kind of curious. That's got some history to it. I was playing Battlefield 5 again, but the cheaters. And again, I want something single player. Because I could go play some PUBG, and that was, yeah. So something single player. So I was playing Tom Clancy Wildland, and they did the thing where you're looking at upgrading and get super hard. Like I'm at the super hardest thing, but I can't figure out how to go back and do maps, even though they say I have to do maps to unlock things. So I don't know. So I feel like a single player first person shooter that isn't just like a boomer shooter reactionary kind of game, but a game where you actually use strategy and you kind of move slowly through the world. They can have a story or not. I'll ignore it either way, including if I wrote it. But something like that. Because the other game I was playing is ADACA, which is not a shooter at all. You play a nun. Yeah, there's no connection. I don't know why I was playing that. It's kind of fun. Yeah, and I looked at things I wish list. Oh my God, everything I wish list, nothing. You know what? I wish list a bunch of rail games, and then I play like 5 seconds of them, and I'm like, Oh, here's something in my wish list. Has anyone played ADACA? ADACA. It was released July 25th, 2022. Oh, it's not an early access game. It is out. I've not heard of this. They went $25 for it. Oh my God! You think I made up money? Actually, there's a demo. You can do a demo. I'll put the link to this game page because this looks interesting because it says in its thing an old school FPS experience. This is kind of what I want, but it looks a little chunky to me still. But you have like a grab gun in this game, so maybe. All right, I'm gonna try ADACA. ADACA. I will link to it. I'll try to link to a bunch of these that I just talked about. But if you have a suggestion, I would really appreciate it. So again, it's an FPS. I want to shoot things in the head, single player, so that you can't see how bad I am.